So we open up to this experience that is gentleness. It is gentleness itself. So in this meditation, we receive and give gentleness to ourselves and the whole universe.
You just let whatever is here be here. And if we can, not pushing or pulling, judging, even needing to fix, but just allowing. Just letting yourself be with this breath, this moment.
We're here to learn that only joy is part of our being. Only joy. Whatever other parts that are thinking, they need to be sacrificed. They need to be given up. It's only peace. We can dive right into this session. Can everyone? So yeah, we're here to clear the mind again and to explore. And the idea of sacrifice came to mind. The belief in cost. The belief that God, salvation, happiness demands a sacrifice. But that's just the guilt in the mind. That is telling us that. And the fear of God. So really the only thing we can sacrifice, we need to sacrifice, is our own illusions. It's our own stuff. It's the stuff in the mind. It's the fear. It's the hesitation. It's the doubt. And we would gladly sacrifice that. We would gladly give that up to learn from experience that love is all that we want ever. But there is this fear in the mind that we have to sacrifice for our spiritual awakening. There's a belief that we have to give up what we value, which is impossible because deep inside of us, we only value love. We don't value anything in form. And that's what we want to teach our minds. That's why we want to take the steps on the spiritual journey. Is to learn that in the core we are love, in all there is, we are love. Not just in the core deep inside. It's all there is and everything we are. But that's what we want to learn. To do that, it seems like we need to give up everything we value. That's why Jesus says, it costs the whole world that you see, or the whole world that you perceive. because it is about perception. It is about the misperceptions that we have, that we need to give up. And that includes the form. That is the form. That is the projected form outside. And all our ideas about it, all our concepts and opinions, convictions about what is good, what is right, what is best, all of that. But that's a gift because we want to rest in God. We don't really know what is best for us. So that's, we want to let that come through as spirit. Let what is best for us come through us as spirit. And to have that experience, we do have to be hands off. Take the hands off the form. The ego says, I want it thus. I want it this way. But then we lose oneness. Then we lose the possibility of experience who we are, the connectedness, the love. So that's what I wanted us to look at today. The calling in our heart versus the resistance to it, actually. The calling in our heart versus the one that says, no, I'm not going to follow. It's too scary. It's not my opinion. It's not what I believe is loving, or it's not what I believe is best for my family or for my future, for me, the ego self. To say, no, I don't know what is best. I will lay down my defenses, my beliefs, my concepts, my opinions, and just say, okay, I don't know, Spirit, I want to take the steps you show me. And then to do it, it's maybe like diving into cold water or jumping off a cliff. That is what it is like, because it feels like the unknown. And it feels like something you wouldn't choose, so you wouldn't want. You, the little you. But it's truly what you want. And this is when you hear guidance. This is when you have a direction. Many times it's a lot of emotional healing. But I'm talking about a guidance, like a step in your awakening process. It's very important to follow, because otherwise you will just leave yourself in a strain, like a rubber band that you just hold. You will not think clearly. The mind will be blurry, and there will be delay, procrastination, and feelings of unease. So it's always best to dive in, so that you can experience the depth, the beauty of the sea. Yeah. So does anyone here have a strong calling that you would like to explore today? Like a direction, a feeling of a guidance, but there is fear around taking that step. Maybe else would like to start. You can wave your hand or your electronic hand, either way. We'll start with else.
Is it still okay to share without recording?
Yeah.
Is that still possible?
Hello.
Yes. Hi.
Hi.
So, it's always I mean, what I like to share on is always what comes up during the meditation. Because you say a lot of things and then can get into it, or I have reactions. And this time, it touched on a lot of fears that I have, when you say let go of form, and then there's that fear of sacrifice.
Can we just pause for a second? I want everyone to just sink back in, because we're not here to watch people and join in, trying to follow stories. And so just after someone share, you take everything and transcend it or hand it over. Give it up, give it over, and stay with your inner experience. That's what we're here to practice. So we just take a little moment. We come back to you, Frank.
Okay. Yeah, so there's these these doubt thoughts that come up, and I can't do it, and it's not happening. I can't have that connection.
Do you believe that?
It's always the same thing. Well,
do you believe you cannot have that connection?
Well, it's, when you were talking about it, I felt the belief, and then I don't know if that's what I'm supposed to do, but I just say, I can have it. I don't know if that's what,
How
if
you
that's
transcend the belief, yeah.
how you transcend. I don't know if that's how you heal it.
Well, it's a bit like thinking inward. It is to get out of your head, in a sense, as you know.
Yeah.
My meaningless thoughts mean nothing, showing me in a meaningless world.
Yeah, it just feels I can't get past. I mean, I to a degree I can, and then but there's that, and it's like almost like a shield, that this anxiety, and it feels like I can't get in. I can't, and I really feel that it's all happening here. The connection, and yeah, sometimes I just get a very nice, very.
That's beautiful.
Feeling.
Yeah, but we're also not here to chase after an experience. The experience will come, but we are really here to remove the obstacles, which means, like, Jesus is very, very, very clear in the Course. There is just one way to salvation. That is forgiveness of your brother. He's saying salvation lies in your brother. So that means, you know, you don't have to try to meditate ever. You only need to try to see who you blame, who you have a grievance with, how you see them. Jesus says how you see them is how you see yourself. And work from there. Hand over this grievance, this person, this image of something, around someone. That's the process. Like, that's the removal of guilt. So, and with that comes this beautiful, restful, gentle experience of peacefulness. But we cannot skip over, you know, that's why meditation is very hard and takes very long time. Just to do that without knowing this secret in this world, the secret of how to receive salvation, which, you know, is what I just explained.
Yeah. There was all, and yeah, we talked about this yesterday, and there's a lot of grievances I have. But there's also this thing. I mean, this morning when you were talking and then the fear came up with the form thing, you know, when we let go of the form, and then the guilt comes, you know, I'm attached to form, and then I'm thinking.
But you haven't been asked to give up any form. You know, this is we also need to go with the guidance here, you know. And the first for you now I see is more around forgiveness of your brother. I think this other thing is just some hook, you know, this is your belief in sacrifice that you, you think God demands that you give up everything that you like, but it's also on an intellectual level. There is a deeper level of that may come, that comes to all of us, this feeling we have to give up what we value. But at this time, Frank, you were asked more to work on the forgiveness lessons.
Yeah, the value thing is just when it comes up, I feel a lot of guilt. I said, oh my God, I'm not there at all, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe not at all, but you know, I'm still, maybe I've given up. I think I've made progress, but there's still, so then I think, oh, shit, I'll never get there.
But then let spirit use what you value. That's it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And practice that, yeah.
Yeah, and I remind myself of that often, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I feel complete. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think next is Megan.
Hi, Megan.
Hi. How are you?
Great.
I have a lot of fear and guilt and like a giant knot in my stomach. There's also a lot of anger there at myself and my brother in question in this situation, and how much power I gave up to this other person, out of a feeling of guilt and sacrifice. And you know, I really felt like I had to give up everything on a level of form, to be like a better and transformed person, and something was wrong with me to start with. And
can you be specific? Can we ask you to be really specific?
oh,
if you're okay with that. Like,
Yeah, sure. So like I cut off my family, I broke up with my boyfriend, I got off Facebook.
is this
Um,
in the past or is this now?
this is in the past. This is in the past.
Yeah. So I don't mean like that.
Oh,
I mean
okay.
what is right now that you were feeling like you have. Is that about?
I just feel afraid. I still
Yeah.
have this like lingering fear that like all these things she said about me were right, and I am this like horrible person, and she has this higher knowledge that I don't have.
So these are the ego's thoughts. These are, you have made a sister act out the ego. The mind has, used her as a witness to your doubt.
Yeah.
So, and this negative self feeling is coming from way deeper too. It's coming from the ego, from the belief that you're a person in this world.
Yeah.
That's where it started, and then I just got distracted by reading. Yeah, I mean, the journey is just about diving in towards that core of self-doubt. And we have let other people, be the witnesses to the wrong self, the false self. He has been that in your awareness, in your world.
Mm-hmm.
So it is just really the forgiveness process is to really see the negative self-talk, the ego thoughts, and bring them to the light.
And while there's some anger there, I feel so much sorrow at kind of the feeling of loss of this special relationship also. Like it felt like there was such a closeness, and now it's
lost it again.
Yeah.
Okay.
And at the same time I feel like kind of polluted in myself. Like I feel violated in some way.
Yeah.
And so much fear still around it. And the person,
And sometimes this happens, Megan, as we start our spiritual journey, we find someone who shares some truth, but then they mix that truth with a lot that's not true. And because it's some truth, it feels brighter than what we were used to before, and we really grasp on. But at some point we need to release them, if they're clinging to the untruths. And this is what I hear you talking about, that these untruths are still hanging around inside you.
Yeah. That.
And it only comes up when you're out of your relationship. You see, the grievance against her seems to come up when you believe in loss, when you believe you've lost love.
Yeah. And I try to release it, but I still see like this like phosphorescent, like yellow sludge kind of like dripping off of me. That's how I experience it. And it's still there, and I just feel gross.
Yeah, So that is the self-hatred, and sometimes we just need to allow that to sit in the grossness, in a sense, for a moment at least. It's like, allow, because it's just, you believe it's there, you believe that about you when you spend all your time, maybe dealing with how to get out of it. But to take a moment and just allow it, almost like allow it to consume you for a second, that disgust or self-hatred or what it is, whatever you would call it. And in that moment, you join with the Holy Spirit, actually. And this is not like a mental exercise. This is just how it goes when you have the allowance. And this is the spiritual path. It's not to conclude, they did that to me. No, how I lost it again and I am angry. They did that to me. That's what the ego does on the surface, but it is about coming back to the present moment and sit with how you're feeling, transcend how you're feeling by, allowing. And the anger is some kind of hatred projected outward, and that this is, salvation lies in forgiveness of this perception of this person.
Yeah. And honestly, the person I hate the most in this whole situation is myself. And how could I have let this happen? How was I not more strong?
But now you believe in loss again.
Yeah.
That's what. So you say all those things to yourself because you think you have lost something, someone, and there's so much anger and blame for something in the past, actually. That even if it's recent, it's still the past. So it is to, be open. Maybe I haven't lost anything. Maybe I'm here to open my heart to learn what love is, and I don't know how that will happen. But it does include communication. It does include really allowing. I know what you have been going through, so there are communications that you may need to do that you have been scared to do.
Thank you.
Yeah. You're so welcome. I hope you will feel a love towards yourself that you have, actually. It's very available.
Yeah. No one can take that love away from you.
No.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing, Megan.
So my question is, I have a question because I have a fear, like I don't know if it's fear or if it's aliveness, but it's something around the thing that was in the email yesterday, and you said like, let go of form. And my thing is, like 10 years ago, when I did not believe in, I was not spiritual. I believed what I saw. I believed there is a table. I believed there is a lamp. I believed what is in form. And I didn't know there was something else. And I really hit the wall. And I went to a clinic. I didn't know who I am anymore. And then what happened is everything turned into light around me. And I didn't have the feeling of love when I was in the light. but I was like, holy shit, what's this? And I remember when everything turned back again, I was like, I had a feeling of anger, and I was like, I did not ask for this. And my spiritual journey, when it went along, like the next experience that I had that was like so like total, was everything vanished around me. And then I got very scared. I was like, oh my God, because I saw people vanishing, like the form that I thought was really real vanished. And when I hear like the thing, of course, in Miracle, yeah, that's a dream and you're not actually here, I don't like that. It's really, it scares me. And I realized this week that when I hear salvation, I'm like, if that's salvation, that actually I'm light, and my partner is not real, the people that I love is not real, Barrett and Jenny are not real, Frankie is not real, no one is real, then I really don't like it. And I'm almost saying, I don't want salvation. I want my people. I want what I love. And I love this planet. I love what I'm seeing.
So,
And so that's my thing. I'm like, I'm wondering if I really want salvation. Like, it's yeah. And the real, like, most experiences that I had, I did not really enjoy it. It felt really extreme. So if you could say something, and if I can say, like, the last thing to be really complete, like to put everything on the altar, is I had this thought of like changing my work situation or what I'm doing and stuff. And when I had this thought, I had the impression that I was dissolving and not being in form anymore. And then I heard, and I think that spirit who told me this, he said, Helen, you need form. You need like an function. You need a function. You need a form. You need like, you need to be in form. And that sounded very wise. And then I didn't understand, because it's this balance between like and in form. And if you could say something around it, I would be very grateful.
Yeah. Stepping stones is the word that comes in.
What do you say? Stepping stone. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like Jesus talks about, it would be too scary if you were hurled into reality, like if you were pulled into reality. That would be scary. You would be shocked, like he also said, if you wake a child up from a nightmare, they will think the nightmare continues, because he was brusque is the word, like it was startling, So it sounds like you've had some light experiences, but I would say you were ready for them and you wanted them, but then afterwards you interpreted them, or the ego interpreted them as fearful, or the ego is afraid of the light and the abstraction, because it does think it means aloneness, and but the truth is, you say if there is no Jenny in bed, for example, but that's because we're one. We will be, the experience will be oneness with everyone you love. The ego wants them outside to have a little special love and connect when it wants to, and retract when it wants to, wanting your own little control and time and space over it, and have those loved ones, but in a controlled way, like think you know who they are, and not like Christ, like in this light that ego doesn't want. So it is special love in that sense. Coming from special identity.
Yeah, thank you for saying this. Yeah, I can see that back then. I didn't feel, when that happened, when everything like turned, I did not feel the love. And that's what I was missing. And I saw that everything was like, okay, gone. but I didn't have this, I didn't feel the love. And
Right.
I guess the whole experience would have been totally different. Never be like, feel all the love and everything is gone. And I would be like, okay, like, yeah. But so that means salvation. In salvation, I would still have like, I would still have the sense that what I love, who I love are there, like, but so close. But I would still have a sense of self.
Only the capital S.
Yeah, but I will still have a sense of self, capital self, but
Wholeness.
it would be
Yeah.
wholeness.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess the ego cannot grasp that you can feel
No.
love when you are actually only one.
Yeah. Exactly.
Because now the when I feel love is, oh, I see something and I feel love and I'm like, oh wow, that's why I feel love, because I see that there is something like I can feel like this thing around. So yeah.
No, it's not why you feel love. Only the Christ in you can feel love. Only God through you can be love. So it's not because you see that sweet form outside.
Okay. So to be very complete, I understand, and it's very helpful for me, the stepping stone. But it still seems like something that now I can't understand. But in the ultimate thing, it's only light, only love, only one. And the ego cannot like understand. That's why if I imagine, I'm that scared. And that's why will the stepping stone, there's something that's higher and will get me there.
Yeah.
But that's actually it. Okay. Get it. Stepping stone.
Okay. Yeah. I had a very similar experience maybe 12 years ago where I was taken up into the light. It was just so peaceful and loving and everything. But I also had a doubt thought, oh, well, I'm a mother. So then I came back. So the doubt thought is, but there just is more to heal, more guilt to release. And the stepping stones for everyone is to accept the guidance, the next assignment, the next thing, the next stepping stone.
You mean I think I would leave, but actually I will stay with everything I love. Okay, yeah. That's it, no? I would stay with everything I love.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you a lot. It's I have enough like stuff, confusion, bringing clarity right now. So.
Yeah. I mean, you can read the Development of Trust, the Manual for Teachers, Part 4, I think. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Because there is a belief in sacrifice, a belief in giving up the ones you love. And, Jesus said there is not any belief that is more ridiculous. I don't think he uses the word ridiculous, but I can't remember what word he uses, but something like that. Then the belief that you can lose the ones you love. There is no stranger belief. So, but he also says you will only learn that by giving up the valueless. And the valueless is the world of form. But that isn't being hurled into the light. That is to do it step by step as guided to answer the calling from inside.
Good. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's good to hear it. It's good to hear it. I see.
Yeah.
No, I see that like that opens the mind enough to. Okay. Good.
Yeah. Very good. Thank you.
Thank you a lot.
Maybe we go to Lori here next. And then Peter and Solveig.
Hi everyone. Just turn the volume up. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I just want to check in first because I saw your message earlier and I want to check, did you see my answer? That we can have a session about the things later on.
That'd be good, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel pissed off.
Why are you pissed off?
I don't know, I feel harassed. I feel completely harassed by everyone. I'm confused. And I feel like I want to be, I want to be those things as well. I know I'm choosing.
That's profound that you see that. Because then you can ask, do you really want to see that?
Yeah, I told Gareth that I want to stay in Spain. Not for 2 weeks, I want to stay. And then, after that, he's booked somewhere for the month. We booked somewhere together for the month of September. I just feel alone. I feel like, and I can see that there's some blame that Gareth's reluctant. I'm like, how are we supposed to make this a holy relationship if... But I know this is all my own guilt as well. I feel like I don't know.
You know, it is your own guilt. It is all, that's all.
Yeah, I kind of don't know what to do with that. Kind of in this place where I hand it over. What do you mean? What does that mean?
Well, maybe that's where we will have our joining and talk that through and,
Yeah.
what is your next stepping stone and what, how to flow. Yeah.
I feel like
because everyone does take responsibility. Everyone has responsibility for their choices, for their decisions and their states of mind. So you're not responsible for Gareth's decision or state of mind or anything, really. You stick to the spirit within and allow him to make his decisions and have his feelings. But that's his, it's not. Yeah. So, but it's some deep stuff here around the journey and the steps and the guidance. Yeah.
Yeah. So does that mean I'm not communicating something? I don't know. It was when you said like take your hands off the wheel. I feel like even if, so I communicate to everyone that I'm staying, and then I definitely do believe there's loss. If the kids go back to England, that feels like a massive, huge loss. But also, if everyone stays, just sorting out the school. I'm going to reply to the school today and ask for a viewing, but that doesn't feel like taking my hands off the wheel. It feels like a massive, big, and scary, because then if the kids do like that school, it's maintaining the fees and.
But it feels like this is guidance is, it falls in your lap, it goes smooth and it's beautiful. And then the trust is the lesson, really trust, put the future in the hands of God, and believe really in divine providence, which is, I am sustained by the love of God, you know, and this seems to be the form that is showing up. It's offered in a beautiful way, and to say yes to that, that's the smooth way. That's what I mean with a leap of faith, or diving in.
Yeah. When you say like you won't lose the ones you love, what? I just don't understand that.
Yeah, because the learning is there yourself, but that's the mind training. That's what you're working on, you know. And the only way to work with it is to follow guidance, the inner promptings, which you are practicing, you know. So that's how you will learn that you can never lose the ones that you love. But but we can join closely on this. This is the journey, and this is and we can even join this today about more of these thoughts. And okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Peter and Solveig. You can just take a second connecting with the Holy Spirit, and everyone in the session, this is your moment. We're still not here to follow stories or think, you know, it's all, every moment for you, and every share is for you. So let's see how it's going in Denmark.
Hi.
Hi.
I feel like sharing, I feel like expressing something, but I'm not quite sure what it is, but yeah, have been quite intense for some weeks, I think. And myself, I can feel this this fear of like, what am I doing? And even the thing she said, if it feels guided, it's smooth, and it seems like that, and then it's not smooth anymore.
You mean it's smooth first, and then you follow it, and then it's not smooth anymore? Or what do you mean?
And it feels like what comes up is this it feels like what's kind of in the way for me is this again, this belief that I'm doing this and that I'm all on my own, and not being supported. That's really what have come up a lot. And we had a really healing day yesterday after I've had some days feeling like stuck and not knowing how to get out of it. And we reached out to you guys, and that was quite helpful for me, at least, to be able to put words on what was happening, even if had no idea what was happening. And right now I can feel that, I can feel the fear of fucking it all up again with Peter, and I can feel a huge fear of actually just speaking and putting words of something.
Yeah.
There's kind of belief that to be careful what to say.
Yeah, we can, pause. I feel like you're going through just fear of taking steps, fear of taking your step, because you believe what I talked about this giving up of the familiar, and you kind of vacillate from feeling this beautiful connection with Peter, and you work through stuff, and then the fear comes, that what am I doing? What am I losing? What am I giving up? And then you lose yourself, you lose Peter, you lose yourself, you lose yeah. You go into the wrong mind, so to speak. Jesus calls the wrong mind, but so, and now this is the healing, is to allow yourself to see all those fears that come up, and there is a plan, you have a plan, and I think that's gonna work out.
We actually I just did take the small steps, and it healed a lot, and was a beautiful day, and then I can see now there's this fear coming back of, is this gonna last, or is it gonna, what happened? Especially for me, it's like when I come back to work tomorrow, because it's really intense, 6 weeks left until I'm out of there, and feel a lot of stress around that, and feel the stress at my work around that, and yeah.
Mm-hmm. This is just to take Jesus' hand and keep your eye on the, in a sense, on the goal or on the next step. Keep that experience as you go through your day. And it's just temporary now.
Yes, it is. That feeling of having this, I'm confused about having this really connection with Peter, and then from one second till the other, he's a complete alien.
Yeah.
I think there's something wrong with me when I can feel that, when I can experience that.
Well, that is just the contrast experiences. And it's just how it goes, especially when you go very deep together. There is a deep fear come up, and this misperception comes in, and then you just need to be gentle and take your time with the Holy Spirit. And follow the next steps. We have had some talks about, and it's always very gentle when you follow the guidance.
There's still this, I want to know, to let go of that control. I want to know how I'm going to do this still. I want to know, how can I make sure that I'm not getting into that place again where all this anger and all this hate and all this stuff comes up.
Yeah. So hand over the worry thoughts and open up to the present moment again.
And the blame.
Yeah, and there is, Jesus talks about that too. Doubt will come and go again and come again, you know, until the forgiveness is complete, you know. So to be gentle with yourselves in this, and yeah, it's the undoing of personal self. That's not a small task. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is a worthy task.
I guess I can really see this pull of going into figuring out and planning the next 6 weeks until I'm finished work. I have a strong belief that's my issue and that's my problem. But yeah, I know it's just part of it. It's just it's the same. It's the same thing in any relationship.
Yeah.
It is.
And the ego wants to micromanage and, you know, find out how to figure out the form. But
I even had yesterday. I had several times totally lost my way of time, missing out everything, looking wrong at the time, couldn't see, I missed everything about time yesterday, and it was actually so funny. That's something I always have a grab on, but I did totally lost it yesterday.
good. Lose track.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah. Yeah. Trust. Trust is the word for you. That's the message here. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So we have Åsa next. Let's just take a short moment. I'm gonna open the window now, the dog is yeah. Take the stretch break. I realize we have a fan. Yeah, it's start to get warm here. Okay. We can start. How are you doing, Åsa?
I'm doing so good. It's so great. I mean, yeah. I feel so connected at work. You know, I brought that up last time that I saw this habit of, basically, I don't even know what the habit was anymore. I can't even remember, but it had something to do
Getting
with
lost in the form.
Yeah, exactly. And seeing myself from the outside, or having. But I felt just beautiful, at work, and just connected and very in the moment with these small people that I work with, and it's just so beautiful. It's So and apart from that, yeah, I've been a lot, you know, being on my own and feeling connected and at peace most of the time. I have some questions about this. You know, when you said we can, I don't remember what the words you used, but it's basically that I can wake up from seeing all the judgments I make on the world and especially on other people. And I catch myself and I hear some judgments sometimes, and then two things has happened, and one is that I speak up a lot more. Like I had met with two friends, and all of a sudden I am just so very clear, and I very much just state, you know, how I see it. And I told them, for example, it's huge difference how we speak. You tell me you speak in this way and I speak in that way, and I just it's just, I don't know how, you know, without describing it, it feels like,
Yeah.
I can very lovingly but very clearly just state, get out of my business when other people step in my business, you know. So I'm just, no, you know, you do you. Don't come here with your judgment and your pointing the finger and telling me you know better what I'm supposed to be doing than I am, because it ain't the truth. So it feels very, I feel very powerful in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
So
is this what you wanted to share about? I just want to make sure we don't.
Yeah, well, actually, it was about forgiveness more than that. But in order to come, yeah, so this is, you know, and afterwards I was thinking, but couldn't I just have forgiven her? You know, couldn't I just have, why do go through all that stuff? Because it still was, you know, something. Yeah. It took some time, and even though I felt, you know, pretty good. So that's my question. Forgiveness would be, you know, I heard unforgiving thoughts towards her for being so blind to what she's up to, and to my daughter for being so negative in such a dark space, spewing it out. And so forgiveness would be just to see it, and then know that this is happening inside of me. This is not about them at all. This is just my judgment and my wanting it my way. Is that because I feel like I can hand it over? But yeah, so that was my question. Mm-hmm. What would forgiveness be truly?
Yeah, it is handing it over, and it is only, you ask, why does it seem to take time? I heard you say, you know, why can't I just do it immediately? And it's just to, you know, to the extent that you still have guilt, that's to the extent that it will take some time, because you need to release your guilt. So yeah.
So when I see my daughter being a mess out here and doing her thing, you know, going through her stuff, where does the guilt come in? I mean, I see her and I feel, and I, you know, after a while, and so the guilt would be in me for what? For?
Yeah, the guilt is the glasses that you watch with. It's the perception, it's the lens. So with the special relationships, like the seemingly close ones, or so-called close ones in this world, like family, you know, you do have a lot of guilt invested, because future and past is invested in those relationships. Yeah, Jesus says he sees his brother as a body, sees him as a brother no more. That's, you know, how strong he is about that. So seeing the body, like, but that's believing that you are a body, that this form is you. Yeah, well, the truth about you is you're not the body at all. You are present, you're Christ mind. We had some reading about brother. Which one was that? Yeah. I mean, this is quite powerful from the treachery of specialness. It's chapter 24, part 2. So, I mean, you would need to read the whole the whole course to understand that your savior is your brother, you know, but not your brother's form. It's not the form that your savior is. But he's saying, you who have chained your savior to your specialness and given it his place, remember this. He has not lost the power to forgive you all the sins you think you placed between him and the function of salvation given him for you. So this is, he talks about your brother or your sister, your daughter. That salvation lies in them, you know, not in the person, but in your forgiveness of person. Because you cannot see another ego without looking through your own. He says, so, or this beam and from the Bible.
Log in your eye.
Yeah. So to collect the beam from your own eye, or the launch from your own eye, you know, rather than the little stick from your brother's eye.
So I can't see another ego through anything but my own ego.
Right. Yeah. But as long as you play the role of mother, daughter, and you have family, you need to allow the spirit to guide the relationships, and, you know, to have that as your highest prayer. Guide me in this, because you may not feel like that's an easy fix to light just like that, or to see your daughter as the Christ just like that. So the stepping stone is, let me be guided in this relationship.
Yeah, that's very helpful. And now also, when I remember the time when I perceive the messiness or the darkness or the whatever you want to call it, I can see now that I wanted something from her, you know. I wanted something else. I didn't want this mess anywhere near me. So that is my ego wanting something, obviously. You know, because I was, I went out of heaven, you know. I wanted something else.
And it's so good that you see that. That's it.
Yeah.
Someone else Doris said that too. She sees it, you know, wanting something else.
Yeah, please be nice, because then it's lovelier for me to be alive.
Right.
Yeah, that's
different.
great.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. And speak up. Do speak up with the things you feel in that relationship. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You practice. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. This is it. We practice handing over our special loved ones all the time. That needs to be there, almost like a habit, you know. Yeah. To be shown who they are. Go to Peter.
Great.
Do we have something?
No, we just
No?
do that again and again. We
Yeah.
keep handing up over again and again.
Hi, everybody.
Hi,
Hi, Barrett, Jenny.
Peter.
Yeah, feeling very edgy, a lot of, I'd say, fear around abandonment, about letting go, coming to Spain. So that would be the short answer. Yesterday, had a massage, we traveled together, Solvay and I, and then
Peter.
and I realized I was quite shut down, and in the massage there was an opening, and I just really wept for about an hour, what felt like abandonment, but it also felt like the yearning to be with God. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's here right now too.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't need to go in, I think, right
Okay.
now. Yesterday, I don't feel
Okay.
like that.
Yeah. Well, it was more this morning, suddenly feeling Solvay's, what I thought was resentment or something, just resistance that came up briefly just before the group. And I noticed I went straight back into the fear of abandonment, having really connected with her yesterday, particularly later in the evening. So just noticing this kind of, yeah, still this terror of handing over.
I feel, again, let's not go into
Okay.
explaining the stories.
I don't know what else to say then. That's okay.
Yeah. And that's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what feels like is here now, and the thought of coming to Spain.
Mm.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah, and the key is to not figure it out. It is to take the prompts as they come, and you know, and this fear is very fluctuating. It's very intense when you have gone deep within, when you've gone deep with a relationship. It's a lot coming up, like storm, peace, then storm, and then peace, and then storm.
Yeah.
And you know, that's what it looks like for some time, because it's scary for what comes up, you know. You're a deer in the headlight a lot of times.
Yeah, that's true. And I could really see just how much I want to let go of this sense of abandonment and attachment to looking to love in the world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, So
Yeah.
to learn that, it's required to follow the Holy Spirit's guidance. And it is gentle. The ego will say, no, that's not gentle. That's too harsh, too long, too much. That's not what I want. Or, but maybe this is the way to undo the fear of abandonment.
Yeah,
Let me be open to it. Let me be open to.
Yeah, it's feeling like that.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So to still be open to the guidance.
And that's what feels. I do feel like I'm going to lose something.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That is the belief that will become undone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I have to sacrifice something here.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's been good. That's been good to see. So that's been happening since last night to this morning, I would say, through the night. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe, I know Solveig goes to work and everything, but you both could see this time together as a retreat, almost like a silent retreat, where you're
Yeah.
only allowed to talk when you have inspiration. And other than that, it's a silent retreat where you look at what's going on in the mind, read the course and pray, and
Yeah.
take silent walks. And
Yeah, I feel fine about that, actually. It's just dealing with reconnecting each time, I think, maybe at the moment. But yeah. But now I think that's a bit more obvious. Well, doesn't stop the the anguish that comes up when suddenly there's that sense of disconnection. Yeah, I know I get really anguished, really fearful, really anguished. I think that's it.
yeah, thank you for sharing.
Yes.
Yeah. The steps of awakening. Anybody else want to share? No. We had some very beautiful sections. Is the one that stands out? To read or? One come to mind?
No, if you have one, I'm happy to read.
Yeah, let's see here. Maybe it's not any of those tonight. We went into the course to see it around this belief in sacrifice. Yeah. Maybe this one that we put in the post.
Maybe it's Matthew's raised his hand.
Oh, did he? Oh, good.
Maybe that's what's next.
Yes.
Matthew, how are you doing?
Hiya.
Hi.
Yeah, I wasn't going to speak at all, but maybe, yeah, I felt it was for me to kind of, I could feel the prompt just coming up there. So,
Good, good, good.
yeah, God, since the beginning of the session, I felt a lot of resistance move through, actually. I felt very distracted, really, throughout the whole session. And then I even left there. I said, "Oh, here, fuck this. I'm going to go into town and get a coffee." And but I wasn't feeling good. It was coming from a place of, yeah, I wasn't feeling good. So and I was in my car and everything, and I was sitting there, and it kind of just brought me attention back to how I was feeling. I was really just this urge to get something, coffee or something, muffin and all. And I was really, I was going to do it. I had my mind completely made up, but I just paused and and sat with it, and just really checked in how I was feeling. And yeah, I was like, geez, I'm not in a good place. I'd rather be at peace, and then we'll just see what happens from there. So yeah, I just came back to a kind of a quiet place, and then I just felt, you know what, I'm going to join the meeting again, and just listen in. Even I wasn't planning on speaking, I was just going to listen. But yeah, I just feel a lot of resistance just move through. I feel just nice and clear, happy again. So yeah, I just wanted to share that.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Good example of willingness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. Take a moment and question that impulse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the form doesn't matter, and I'm working a lot on my screenplay again lately. It's kind of amazing how my own life is mirroring the screenplay itself. Like I had a block for ages there of writing, and just nothing was coming at all. I was like, here, I think maybe it's gone, but it's like I had to reach a certain place in my own life before I could continue on with it. And it's amazing. It's blown away by how to reflect. Like even this morning, like it's, that need to get, that addiction, that craving just to get something, and then you're happy. Well, that's what the ego convinces you is true. Because this guy in the screenplay, he's an addict. He's a heroin addict. Yeah, it's just kind of amazing. Just like, because I was on heroin, as a lot of you know, but the same, like that urge to get the coffee, it's exactly the same really as years ago. That mad desire, you're completely taken over but this urge to get. And if the belief is, once I get that, then I'm fine. But yeah, it's nice just to sit with it and just check in. Yeah, and it feels great when it just moves through. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. This comes to mind, is no idol will answer when God calls, when you put the idol in place of answering God's call. No, what is the quote? But it's yeah. Basically, the impulse covers up God's calling. It's really God's calling that is happening. And
yeah.
Yeah, that idol is, what you think will answer it, but it will never answer it. It will never really give you what you really want.
Yeah. Yeah, not in form anyway. Yeah.
Because that's not what you really want. It's coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think we read this one. Yeah. It's a bit what I talked with Asa about. This one.
And I did see Ellen's hand briefly too. So
Let's see. I don't see it now, but was it a physical hand? No.
it was just up and down, I
Yeah.
guess. So
We can listen to this first. We can't
yeah.
hear her right now.
So this is chapter 8, section 7. The journey back, the body as a means of communication. Yet all loss comes only from your own misunderstanding. This is paragraph 5. Loss of any kind is impossible. But when you look upon a brother as a physical entity, his power and glory are lost to you, and so are yours. You have attacked him, but you must have attacked yourself first. Do not see him this way for your own salvation, which must bring him his. Do not allow him to belittle himself in your mind, but give him freedom from his belief in littleness, and thus escape from yours. As part of you, he is holy. As part of me, you are. To communicate with part of God himself is to reach beyond the kingdom to its creator through his voice, which he has established as part of you. And then the next sentence is really good too. Rejoice then that of yourself you can do nothing. You are not of yourself. Such a good reminder.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. That's really good. Yeah.
Of ourselves we can do nothing.
But we are not of ourselves. Yeah. Ellen, did you want to share? Or no? We can hear you if you do, because you need to unmute yourself. You know how to unmute yourself?
Okay, there we go. All right, I just saw the time actually, so maybe it's not the right time to share.
No, it's up for you.
But
if it feels you can do that.
oh, yeah, it's kind of like how long have you got at this stage? It's a bit, it's a loop that continues to happen. But even, you know, as you talk, even when Barrett was reading, I was saying, yeah, that's all very well intellectually to know this, but if it's not an experience, it means F all right now to me. Because like I was shown there's a situation in my home. It's an old situation that keeps looping. You know about it, Jenny. And I was given, once again, a picture and a vision and the complete experience on how to look on it. So I saw this much bigger, vaster, wider way to look. It was an experience. It was the way I think Jesus would see And it was compassionate, it was accepting. It was wonderful. I wrote down the words because it was wonderful, and it was so open, and it was like a gift of freedom in the moment. And I'm getting those, but I'm furious and angry because I can't do it in this mind. I can't. I know that's the right way to look at it, but in actual fact, what it's done is given me more annoyance and anger because I can't maintain that level of mind. I can't maintain being in the right mind. And this situation at home is so dark and so intense and all consuming. And I know how to look on it. I know how I should look on it. I know
Well, we could
it
just,
all intellectually, but I can't do it. I'm in darkness.
yeah, it sounds like you are having a contrasting experience, you know, again,
Yeah,
the light versus the dark, but
yeah,
also
yeah.
what is the guidance? What is the next step here? You
I
seem
don't
to
know.
be back.
I'm too angry. I'm too angry to see it.
Okay, well, I would suggest to take that prayer, to open up
Yeah,
to,
that pissed me off as well. Hearing that, listening to that annoyed me as well, because I was saying, yeah, that's fine, you know. And if I'm in a gentle, or if I'm in an okay frame of mind, that makes perfect sense to me, and it's fine. But when I'm in this darkness, they're words that spell out shoulds and shouldn'ts, and all it brings is judgment because I'm not there and I can't do it.
well, you can't be in a place where you're not supposed to be. Jesus said, what do you do when you find yourself in the desert? Leave, you know. So
Say that
it's all,
last bit again.
when you find yourself in the desert, you need to leave. There's nothing to figure out in the desert. So you've had guidance to spread your wings. So why did you fly back to the nest? You know, that bluntly said, but you are invited by the Holy Spirit to expand through actually going to other places than your house. So you have to follow that next step. Like, you don't need to stare at the past. That's the wrong way. That doesn't lead forward. So you need to turn around and go the other way right now. Cannot stare at the past and think we will get peace from that.
Yeah, I just don't understand the hook, why it keeps coming. So
Guilt.
why, what is it I'm not doing that it's repeating itself continuously?
Guilt is the hook. The guilt in the mind, that would be the only thing that could pull you, you know. So yeah, why do I keep doing that? Why, you know, but yeah,
Why do I keep getting caught in? Yeah.
more to decide you don't want to get caught in. You don't need to ask why.
I do. I feel I'm done. But I practically, there are situations which I can't overcome right now. But I feel, yeah, I'm done. I don't want to be in this
You can
battle
set up a
anymore.
call with us. We can talk through it on the call when there's
Yeah.
more time. Join about it.
Thank you. All right.
If you like. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel a bit like Matthew. I want to run away, you know. But I don't want to, I can't run away from my mind. I want to, yeah. I'm done with the struggle. I'm done. I'm just done with the struggle. But having said that, I'm still in it.
Yeah,
With the result that I'm punishing myself and I'm punishing my groups. I'm not doing any work at all. I've said no to everybody. I'm not doing anything because I'm thinking, okay, what the hell am I doing? Talking and holding people in groups when I can allow myself to get back into this hellhole again.
Yeah, so you need to ask what is
I've
the
stopped
next.
everything.
Yeah.
Pardon?
Yeah, you need to ask what is the next stepping stone? What is your next guidance?
Yeah.
And maybe you know. And if you don't know, just ask for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think yeah. I think I've just lost a bit of hope in ever getting out of this hellhole. So I hadn't intended talking either, but thank you. I expressed anyway.
Would you like a call with us to explore?
Yes, that might be a bad idea.
Okay.
Thank you.
Do that. Yeah, you're welcome. Good to see you.
And you. Thank you.
Thank you. Beautiful. Yeah.
Big stuff coming up today.
Yeah. Yeah. Following the stepping stones. That feels like the theme here. Yeah. And for some, undoing or pro all the time, but rather than stepping stones in form, it can be to undo the guilt. It is to undo the guilt and the doubt. Moment to moment to moment. Yeah. But yeah, it's pretty cool to practice guidance. It doesn't have to be big changes, you know, your next stepping stone. It can be a call to somebody, or it can be a small guidance, seemingly, you know, that is the next stepping stone. Sometimes we make it so big. Is everyone feeling really good or uncomfortable? This was a very strong session, like strong themes. We can't hear you else.
Okay, I just was saying, thank you so much. I love it if it's this strong. It's so, yeah. That's why I came to really to connect. So yeah. So, but the use to keep it low and talk about chit chat. This is if the purpose is really to get clearer and to have this guidance and live a happy dream. Okay.
Yeah.
Then it's needed to go to the mass, to the dirt, getting clear how painful, how uncomfortable it is.
Yeah.
And when it's the next time again to go to the, and the next time, it doesn't matter. Keeping the focus on the goal. So I'm very grateful to be here. And thank you so much also the other ones. It's so amazing. I love it every time when I go into groups, when there are so many more groups in the world when I share with they're on the same path. And again, being in this group, I only know 3 of you in this whole group, and the rest, but it's being that you are all so genuine, so open, so yeah, this is to be so genuine and open, then the love can come in. So yeah, not holding back. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you, Els.
Thank you.
Big hug. It's good to see you. Yeah. Beautiful. Well, wishing everyone a really, really good day, and ask for your next stepping stone, even if it's just what to do for the next 5 minutes. Ask for the next stepping stone and ask it to be a blessing in your heart, no matter what this stepping stone is. And so, yeah, we will leave it with that and talk to you soon, Lori. And the other ones who would like to call, just send me a message or send Barrett a message. We connect. Okay.
Blessings, everyone.
Blessings, everyone.